Good evening, all. It should be either good evening or good morning or even good night. But I'm so happy to be here. Uh, Thanks to Ranshu of Karo Sambhav and all the team giving this opportunity to share about what the plastics industry. Covestro has been around for about 80 years, and the plastics industry is about 90 years or so. So we've all been there for almost the full time. And I've been around with Covestro for about 30 years. So you can see the collective experience. So on this International E-Waste Day, I'm happy to talk a little bit about what Covestro has. For those who are uninitiated, um, a little insight into what Covestro is. It's a new name for bio material science, and we are into almost everything which you can really have to use for today's modern life. So high-tech materials in short. At a glance, we are basically into number one, polyurethanes, which are raw materials basically for rigid and flexible forms. You sleep on them, you sit on them, you drive in them, and you walk in them. And then you have the second pillar, which is the polycarbonates, and they are granules, sheets for a wide variety of applications, which also include your LEDs, highly energy efficient, also your greenhouses. Then you also have the coatings, adhesives, and specialties, basically raw materials. We have thousands of products which basically go into various day-to-day applications. Finally, the backbone raw materials, which are basic chemicals coming from chlorine production. Quickly, we are into these which are very close, very required for modern living. You can't be 10 feet away from any one of our materials. So we are present around the globe, including Europe, Asia, and the Americas. We are close to customers. We are also very much present in India. We have 3 production sites in India, and technologically leading, highly efficient, and definitely environmentally compatible processes is focus and what we really keep it as our core performance index. We are highly innovative. We spend a lot of money on research and development, not only within ourselves but also in collaboration with various universities. We are sustainable, so the 3P bottom line has been with us for a long, long time. The experienced workforce for 17,000 plus worldwide. Now, circular economy has become a new guiding principle for us. More so, even as the world is going through a lot of crisis and a lot of it climate related. So, we are applying the circular economy as a guiding principle, which means that we leave consumption and production geared to one-off use. We avoid waste as much as possible. We stop wasting, burning, or losing carbon. So the carbon productivity has been our focus for a long time. So in establishing the enduring value creation cycles. Well, we have come to also accept generally as a society that plastics are more and more needed for a climate neutral world, right? Even during the pandemic, we know that without plastics, a lot of things would just not have started off. Even the very masks, which have prevented lives, millions of lives to die, or at least held us on the living rope. Even the masks are basically made out of plastics. The plastics industry is crucial to promote transition to a circular economy, right? And we our resource intensive production is on one side, at the same time, supplier of many industries. There are 4 main focus areas, and we will be fully circular is definitely our slogan, and we're walking the talk. So, alternative raw materials, innovative recycling, joint solutions, and renewable energy. These are the four pillars where Covestro is focusing on, and this is more or less what plastics industry is going. Just a little bit of a taste of what the alternative raw materials are. It's carbon dioxide, an example. So this is becoming an all-round talent that we are getting carbon dioxide as raw material for one of the polyurethane building blocks. That's a polyol, right? So we have products. At the same time, it's also extending into the projects, which means that we are cooling with carbon dioxide, we are driving with carbon dioxide, and we are building. So technologically, as a technology provider, Covestro is at the cutting edge, and the end of life materials is also becoming a rich source of valuable molecules. In fact, I saw in one of the chats that how can we use recycled materials for the as a source of production. So this is already happening, and we are using that. So we are making sure that the end of life materials are reclaimed. So the new recycling concepts are coming. For example, plastic water bottles are handed back by consumers. They are broken down and they are reused again. Innovative recycling. That's a transformation is happening. That we are not just going to be producers, but also we are going to be recyclers. An expanded business model is actually conceivable. That we actually become a reducer, a recycler, and a producer. So we are also looking at how we are designing materials for recycling. In that, we are expanding our technology platform. We are bringing required technologies quickly to market, technological diversity as a prerequisite. So we work on developing new solutions for plastics recycling. Same time, we bring in the chemical competence, which is the backbone. So maintain the polymer with mechanical recycling to get back to the molecules with chemolysis, enzymatic recycling, pyrolysis. So there's intensive R&D going on. More than 20 research and development projects, which are basically for developing new efficient technologies and methods to recycle plastic. An example is the polyurethane foam. Now this is a huge, much bigger waste generation. So we have a EU-wide project which is basically called Pure Smart, where we are recovering 90% of used polyurethane to create building blocks. We are making also sure that digitalization is also happening, which means that increasing transparency through blockchain. We have a startup, a joint initiative with Circularize Plastics, which helps us to set up open standard for traceability. So we're not leaving any stone unturned, right? Improving infrastructure is another way that we are doing it. So optimizing the waste markets and disposal routes. At the same time, answering another question, how is the informal sector being involved in this? In fact, our mattress recycling initiative, which was, we became the founder members of a project called Soft Landing in Australia. And there, the entire recycling is done purely and only by the informal sector. Model which we are trying to move forward. Now, globally active, you must have heard of the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, which is a global initiative with about 40 partners, and we are working together with various other agencies to develop infrastructure, to innovate, to educate, and to clean up. Right. So these are four main activity areas that the engagement with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste is. And Covestro is also participating in the EU Circular Plastics Alliance, which is a broad initiative to promote recycling of plastics. Now, coming specifically to the E&E industry, the electrical and electronic industry. So we have the PCR, which is basically the post-consumer recycled material, and also the post-industrial recyclability. So both these are being collected back already, being collected back, and they are commercially available grades with quality standards. So there is a process established, and there is commercial grades available. Already an LCA data eco profile established. Right? I'm just giving you as an example of this, and I'm also happy to say that we, Karo Sambhav aiming, we are looking at how we can actually establish the complete secondary value chain. You know, initiate a pilot, work with all the value chain partners, connect the dots, and close the loop. So this is something which we are really uh, proud to say that we're going to begin this activity very soon, and I'm also uh, able to say that the circular economy is really going to be the way that we do things in the future. So the sectors where plastics are really uh, impacting your life, we are making sure that they don't leave a lasting negative impact for the coming generations. So with that, I finish my presentation. It's time for questions if you have any. But thank you once again. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience.